What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the Autotrader Echopark Automotive 500. Let's go and just jump straight into it. This week in NASCAR is heading out to Texas Motor Speedway to kick off the round of 8 for the NASCAR Cup Series Plus, and this is also race number 33. Like I said, this is a kickoff for the round of 8. Biggest things to know, we're heading out to the mile-and-a-half track where there will not be PJ1 applied this weekend, as they are going to be applying a resin compound similar to what they applied at Nashville and they applied at Michigan, though. You're still going to have those PJ1 effects, so it's very likely going to be a one-groove race, and it's going to be very, very difficult to pass. So in this race, track position is going to be very, very key here at Texas Motor Speedway. So now, first, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. The weather actually looks really, really promising. Right now, there is a 0% chance of rain for partly cloudy skies, with the high of being 74 degrees and the low being 46 degrees. So it's going to be a pretty decent weather if you are going to Texas Motor Speedway this weekend, unlike the last time you went to Texas Motor Speedway for the All-Star race, where the weather wasn't really that great. The weather is actually a lot more promising and a lot more pleasant going into this weekend. Unlike last year, where we had 3 days, basically, we took from Sunday to Wednesday to get the race completed. Doesn't look like we're going to have those issues coming around this time. So, for next thing we're going to take a look at is the playoff standings. Now, the playoff standings have been reset as we are begun a new round into the round of 8. So, here are the playoff standings. Kyle Larson currently sits 42 points above the cutoff line. Then you have to go down a lot of points to where Denny Hamlin is only 7 points ahead. Keep in mind, he is second in the points. Marjorie Jr. is third in the points, 6 points ahead, and Ryan Blaney currently holds that last position with 1 point. Kyle Busch sits below the cutoff line, 1 point below. Chase Elliott sits 2 points below. Joe Logano sits a whopping 11 points below, and Brad Keselowski sits 16 points below. Looking at the playoff grid, I think Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott definitely can make it in on points, but they're going to have to be really, really up front and be in contention. All these guys are going to have to be on their A game. Larson's got a huge gap, so he's going to have to be on his A game because you never know what's going to happen in these races. So we'll see and wait and see what happens, but right now that is your championship, and we will start off with the round of 8 this weekend here at Texas. So now let's finally jump into the picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how I do picks on my channel. I do a suck pick a driver doesn't always run up front, who I think is going to run really, really well, or is he going to do very well. An underdog pick a driver doesn't always run up front, or who has been forming really, really well, who's not getting as much of a shot at, who I think is going to run well. And then the driver I think overall is going to win. And then I do the ones you need to keep an eye out for this weekend. And I got 4 that you should definitely keep an eye out for this weekend at Texas. So let's jump into the suck pick first. Who is my suck pick for this weekend at Texas? My suck pick for the Autotrader Echopark Automotive 500 is going to be Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece in 4 starts here at Texas Motor Speedway in the Cup Series. His average finish is a 25.95, and his only best finish is only a 15th place. He's been in a couple wrecks at his track, so keep that in mind. That being said, I do think really ever since the beginning of the year, Ryan Preece has not had a lot of very shiny moments. And I don't think that 37 car is going to run really well this weekend. I don't see this car cracking the top 20. I think he finishes outside of, I think he actually finishes outside the top 25. I don't see the 37 car having a lot of speed. I think so, especially since that car is not going to be around next year, as there is only going to be running 1 car for JT Doherty next year. I think the focus is going to be taken away from Ryan Preece in his final 4 races, getting that 47 pair going into next year. I think that Ryan Preece is going to struggle this weekend. And now we're going to jump on to the underdog pick. Who's my underdog pick for this weekend's race at Texas? My underdog pick has been performing extremely well over the last few weeks. He honestly could have not only won Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which is a mile-and-a-half, but he also could have won this past weekend at the Charlotte Roval. He finished, I believe, 4th at Las Vegas, and he finished runner-up at the Charlotte Roval, and he's been getting a lot of momentum recently. My underdog pick is going to be Tyler Reddick. The fact Tyler Reddick has not won a race up to this point is crazy, and he's been really doing really good this year. He did get eliminated in the first round of class in the round of 16. But I think that Tyler Reddick is really proving going into next year. He's having a lot of momentum building it up. And I think going into this weekend, he's going to continue to build this. On top of that, Tyler Reddick actually has the best average finish among drivers. Keep in mind, it's only been 2 races here at Texas Motor Speedway, and one of those is a 2nd place finish for strategy. But still, I think Tyler Reddick is going to have a very strong run. I think he for sure gets top 10 or even a top 5 this weekend. I think Tyler Reddick has a very strong run here this weekend at Texas. And now we're going to jump on to the winner's pick for this weekend here at Texas. Who is my winner's pick? My winner's pick has absolutely, in my opinion, been the best driver so far in the Cup Series this year, and he has been very, very good so far with 7 wins so far in 2021. On top of that, this guy won the last time we were here at Texas Motor Speedway for the All-Stars. My winner's pick is going to be Kyle Larson. I think Kyle Larson is going to go back-to-back this weekend. Kyle Larson has not only been probably the best driver on the mile and a half this year when it comes to pace and speed, but he's led over 2,000 laps. He's on the verge. I think he's going to lead nearly 2,500 laps by the end. I think he's going to lead laps in this race, but he's going to dominate this race. And not to mention, Kyle Larson has been extremely good in these playoffs. So I think Kyle Larson's momentum is going to continue going into this weekend, and I think that Kyle Larson will win this weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. And now we're going to jump on to the ones that you need to keep an eye out for this weekend here at Texas Motor Speedway. Who are ones that I am keeping an eye out? The first driver that you need to keep your eyes on is going to be Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin has started off both rounds. He started off with the round of 16 by winning at Darlington. Then he went to the round of 12, and he won the opening race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I don't think that trend is going to continue this time around, but I think that Denny Hamlin is going to have a lot of speed. I think Denny Hamlin's been hit or miss on the mile and a half, don't get me wrong, but I do think that Denny Hamlin has been showing a lot of speed. I think it's between him and Larson for the championship right now, and I think that it's going to be between those two, but I think Denny Hamlin's going to have a very strong run. I think gets a top 5 and helps him in points, will pull away on that gap. Denny Hamlin has a good run this weekend. The second driver you need to keep your eyes on is going to be Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch currently sits below the cutoff line. But Kyle Busch won the last points paying race we ran here in 2020. On top of that, all-time Kyle Busch does have 4 career wins here at Texas Motor Speedway, which I believe is among potential most of any driver in the Cup Series, maybe besides Jimmy Johnson. I think of active drivers, I think he has the most wins at Texas Motor Speedway. On top of that, Kyle Busch has been probably the second best driver on the mile and a half. If you take Kyle Larson out of the equation, I think he has been the best driver on the mile and a half so far, and one of the best with the 550 package so far. So I think Kyle Busch is going to have a very strong run. I think he has a really good chance of pulling up on the cutoff line to be above the grid. I think Kyle Busch has a good run this weekend at Texas. Our third driver you need to keep your eyes on is going to be Kevin Harvick. Now, Kevin Harvick is coming off of a very, very bad race at the Charlotte Roval after wrecking out with 10 laps to go. And I know that Kevin Harvick has not been that great this year on mile and a half with the SHR cars. But Kevin Harvick has won this track quite a few times. I believe he's won this track 3 times in a row from 2017 to 2019. And I don't think that Kevin Harvick is going to lose that momentum. I think Kevin Harvick is going to win this weekend at Texas. I think Kevin Harvick is going to have a very strong run. I don't expect him to win, but I think that Kevin Harvick for sure will at least potentially get a top 5 or a top 10. I think he's going to be wanting to end the season out on a really good note, and I think Kevin Harvick is going to have a good run this weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. And the final driver you're going to need to keep your eyes on is going to be Chase Elliott. Now, Chase Elliott historically has been pretty hit or miss. His average finish is actually a 12.0 in 10 starts, and he only has 1 finish outside the top 20, which I believe is a 32nd place finish, which that was from a crash in 2019. And on top of that, Chase Elliott also ran really, really well in the All-Star race and had a very good possibility of winning the All-Star race, including getting the fastest pit crew award, where he's able to, I believe, almost start up front, won $100,000 as well at that particular point. I think Chase Elliott's going to have a very strong run. I think he gets a top 5 this weekend and will help him in his quest to try to make the playoffs and try to make it to the championship 4 and try to win back-to-back championships. So, those are my race picks for the Autotrader Echopark Automotive 500 at Texas. So, just a reminder, my suck pick is Ryan Preece, my underdog pick is Tyler Reddick, my winner pick is Kyle Larson, and the ones you need to keep an eye on are going to be Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Chase Elliott. So, anyway, those are my race picks for the Autotrader Echopark Automotive 500. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications so you're notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support page as well. Let's get below for that and combo your picks below for this weekend here at Texas Motor Speedway. Who is your suck pick? Who's your underdog pick? Who is your winner's pick? And who are the ones you think are going to be needed to keep an eye out for this weekend here at Texas Motor Speedway? Let me know that in the comments below. But anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. And I'll see you guys next time for some more great and awesome NASCAR content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.